So the clips that you see online, really just I'll set up. Check. Son being here. It's okay.
Check. Playing with stuff. That's what they do.
Yeah. Ready. We talking about ready. We talking about practice. We're talking about practice. We're talking about practice. We're talking about practice. We're talking about daily habits, rituals, and routines. We're talking about what it is you do on a daily basis, and does what you do on a daily basis run parallel with what your goals are. I'm Coach Leaf, your accountability coach. I'm that little voice in your head. I'm just a reminder. I can't do it for you. Get up. Go do what you said you're going to do. And it's just practice. I'll say that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I'll just keep saying. I've been saying. Josh said, where'd that come from? How long you been doing that? There wasn't a magic day. It didn't just happen. It just developed and over practice. So if you go way back on my Instagram, and you'll start to see it develop. When it was I did a at-home challenge, a warm-up challenge, a 5-minute challenge with Coach Leaf a couple years ago. Made it to 100 videos, 100 episodes, we called it. And that took like probably over 200 days, close to a year to post 100 videos. But if you go through the progression of those videos, I think that's where this started.
Okay.
So if I found the dates or the year on what year that was exactly, it was probably coming out of COVID, probably coming out of the pandemic. But I was starting every video typically the same because it was a routine. I had to hype myself up.
Yeah, and that's what I noticed about what you do is it's so ritualistic that for real, man, I got up last week with the alarm and went back to bed.
Right.
Laid my ass down, put my head on the pillow, and your voice popped in my head and said, "Get up. Go do what you said you're going to do."
It's just a reminder, right?
That's right.
Just a reminder. That's so dope. And when you shared that, that really made me feel good inside because that's my reminder.
Yeah.
That's my reminder because I think when you do something, when you are so ritual, discipline is mundane, it's boring, and you don't always see the results, right? So I catch myself. You're gonna say that like you're gonna make another video. You're gonna say the same thing again. Like nobody really cares. 5 people unfollowed you yesterday. They got it. You get on somebody's nerves. It's just like, but every once in a while, I get that little message, that little voice, that little nudge, my reminder from the universe, and it's just like, keep talking.
Yep.
Go back early into the episodes of the Lee Show. It was always tell your story. Don't be afraid to tell your story because somebody's listening. Somebody will hear you, and what you're going through, what you're dealing with, what you've been through, somebody can hear you and use it as some type of motivation. So to be that literal now, it has developed in that little voice. Because I think I heard that idea so many times. Like, yeah, I was going to work out or I was laying down and then I just heard your voice in my head.
Yeah.
Because I do speak to a lot of people daily in person. Been doing it it's been 10 years in business. So, I mean, I feel like I have spoken to a lot of people. I've come in contact with a lot of people. And whatever it is I'm saying, whatever it is I'm doing is, I guess, memorable in a sense. Like but it's because it is so routine. I do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Well, and it's like you've tuned yourself into the subconscious of just the human experience. Right? Like we all have that voice inside our heads that says something when we're doing what we aren't what we said we were going to do.
The voice is there.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what it said. Like it was my voice saying "get up" through you.
Right.
Like it because you do it.
Right.
And it was just like, oh, that's right. Coach Leaf is telling me,
Yeah.
but really it's me telling me, get up.
That part. When I say I'm just a reminder, I can't do it for you. That's when I'm out of here.
Right.
Don't look to Coach Leaf no more. Has nothing to do with me. After you get to the part where, when I say the part, here's your reminder. I can't do it for you. I'm your biggest fan. I'm cheering you on. I want you to reach your goals faster than you want to get to your goals. But there comes a point where it's like, again, I'm just talking to myself. Coach Leaf is also the guy talking to me. So that little voice in my head is how I'm training myself to speak, right? So if this is practice. This did not start like this. These microphones, like however I got to you was a result of my patterns, of my practices. Because if I didn't start 2014 speaking into my phone, calling it a podcast, that one day I don't come across your timeline.
Right.
Whenever that was.
Right. Like a year ago.
Every single day counts.
Right.
Every day matters. And and I'm talking to myself. Sometimes you get out of the belief and understanding of, I just got to do a little bit. I just got to get up.
Right. And you said 2014.
Right.
And now we're in 2023.
Right.
So you tell a normal person 9 years is going to take you to get from here to there. But see, it's all about that belief.
Right.
That's what keeps you going. It's like I have this idea in my head of what's going to happen.
Right.
And so I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing every day until it happens.
Right.
That's what I'm doing with my running thing. Like, I haven't achieved my goal yet.
Right.
I'm going to keep doing it until it does.
Right.
And then when I achieve it, the next goal will come.
Have you ever been in a position or speak to the people? How do we talk to the people that shut down when they hear something like, oh, just to get, because I feel like I'm just getting started.
Right.
Just to get started, it took me 9-10 years just to be getting started, because I don't even want to, words are powerful. So it's hard because I don't want to say no one knows who I am yet, because
People know.
people, I believe, we're strangers to each other less than 700 days ago.
Right.
And I'm telling you, the amount of support that I feel from you as an individual, as a human, as a person, is incredible, right? But it took 10 years to get there. People shut down when they hear stuff like that.
When they hear stuff like,
It's going to take you 10 years just to get started.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Is that where they say you have to be in love with the process?
You have to believe.
Believe, faith.
You have to believe, and just believe in what is that you're going to do. And what I think I've learned recently, really, it's got to be just one thing. It can't be 5 ideas. Can't even be 2 ideas. It's one thing I'm doing, and I'm honing in on that every day.
Right.
The dude just asked me a little while ago, do you run every day? I don't run every day, but if I'm not running,
Right.
I'm running.
It's
here
right.
every day.
Right. You have to become it.
Right.
You have to believe it. I think it becomes, when we're talking about ourselves and the people that shut down when they hear such a big number, long period of time, what is actually going to take to reach a goal. It's like people have a hard time believing because they're not practicing. I have a lot more faith in myself that I'm going to be that I am a successful podcaster, because I have practiced so many times. You know that you're going to, it's easy, not easy, but you can speak in positivity towards a goal that seems completely out of reach for X amount of people. But it's only because you have not only physically ran, but mentally done the gymnastics to the practice of running to get to where you want to go.
Sure.
So it's hard to believe in something when you're not started yet.
Well, everybody practices something. Everybody practices something. And most people practice watching a television show every day. That's like people say, it's my show. I heard someone say this yesterday. I need a new show. Like, what are you programming yourself with? what are you creating for yourself? You're creating a situation where you're on the couch and you're watching a TV show that's like separating you from reality.
Right.
Or you could decide, I'm going to create my own TV show. And that's what you're doing, right? Like through that belief, you're just creating your own TV show.
You got to come up with the program. It's a television program.
Right.
You're being programmed.
Might as well program yourself.
He said it. I'm take control of the conversation. Take control of the conversation, right? You're going to reap the benefits on whatever it is that you do. Like if you're sitting on the couch, you're going to resemble someone who sits on the couch. If you walk, run, jog, work out, you're going to resemble and reap the benefits of someone who walks, runs, jogs, or works out, eats healthy.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle. Lifestyles are hard to change.
Well, you know, I sit on the couch too sometimes, right?
Right.
You ask my wife, ask my sons. I sit on the couch and watch running videos because I watch the greatest people because that's what I want to become.
Consumption is way more than what you eat.
Right. And you're going to become whatever it is you consume. So you watching negativity that drives your cortisol levels up. Then you're going to have nightmares at night. And you're going to be in stress all day because you're living that programming out.
Yeah. Manifestation. Like, you're constantly watching horror movies. You're going to start to live in horror.
Right.
You're just shocking your nervous system.
Yeah.
It's
yeah. Because we become addicted to those high like intensity chemicals that we drive through our bodies.
Mm-hmm.
We do it in relationships. We do it in what we consume every day, what we eat every day, right? Like sugar, like the amount of just huge chemicals that we have coursing through us.
It's science. How did you get into running?
I was in high school. I ran cross country because I was in love with basketball. I told my mother when I was a kid that I was going to buy her a big mansion when I got into the NBA. Look at me now.
But you believed it.
I did.
At one point, you believed it, and at one point, you lived as if it was going to happen.
Yes, I did. And my brother told me when I was growing up that I wasn't going to make the JV team. And my mechanism from middle school to high school to get myself in shape to become ready to get onto the JV team was trying out for cross country in the fall.
Yeah.
So I started running, and I loved it, and got me into the shape to get me onto the team for basketball.
Right.
But by the end of high school, I was already I love basketball, but I was through with that. I was seeing that running was something that I could do throughout my whole life.
Right. So you wanted the long-term play.
Yeah. And I went away from it for so long, but then I came back.
At one point in your running career, there was absence?
Sure.
Yeah. What about running did you fall in love with? Because if you say that I understand, respect, and know the benefits, necessary part of life of running, but I guess it's a mindset shift.
Yeah.
Right? So, of course, I don't like running because every time I hear running, I make a face. And at some point, I'm deciding not to like running.
Yeah, it's a choice.
Right.
It's painful, right? Like the stuff we were just doing, painful for me.
Right.
Like real painful. But I know that like if I lean into that pain, I'll get better. Right. I found myself walking backwards up the wall, thinking to myself like, man, this is so slow compared to if I do this 10 days in a row.
Right.
At the end of those 10 days, I'm going to be running up that wall.
Running up and down the wall.
Yeah. Same as running, right? Like it's a choice. Like running's tough because it makes you confront yourself, especially if you don't run with headphones on.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
And you had that subconscious voice is so loud when you're running.
Right.
Because you don't have any distractions. It's you against you, like purely you against you.
All the way.
In every single race I run, there is at least 5 times where I want to quit, where that voice is just like, slow down. This sucks. And what I love about it is I get there, I get all the way up to that point where I want to like back off, and I may even back off a little bit in the race.
Right.
But I realize that there's that other voice that's like, no, you've been here before.
Been here.
And you've done this so many times. I ran the Brooklyn half, and I had a PR, a personal record time that I want to get. And it was mile 9 of a half marathon, 13.1 miles.
Okay.
So I'm only 4.1 miles from the finish line. Most of the race is done, but I was in pain. I was holding 6:30s like no problem.
Right.
But that pain, that thumping, that like
Threshold,
pounding,
right.
yeah. I was just like, I want to quit. But that voice in my head was like, man, you just ran 2 marathons last month, 2 times this distance. So shut the fuck up.
Right. So continue on that road. Like, what is that dialogue like? Because I think it might sound different for everybody. Because mine, I can, I will, I am.
Right.
I can, but then there's a third voice sometimes, right? There's what's going on. There's the voice that comes in and says, chill out. Then there's a voice that says, I can.
Yeah.
I guess those two voices go back and forth. It's when you become the witness of that conversation and lean into the one that's going to better serve you.
Right. Like just to get yourself out of your body, because that's where those voices exist.
The outer body experience.
Right. Like when I'm best running is when I'm in pain and I'm able to project myself like in my mind up.
Right.
So like I just like decide, okay, I'm gonna imagine that I am outside of my body, and my consciousness 100 feet up.
Right.
So I can see the map, like, because I know the map well. I know where I am. So I know what it would look like if I were 100 feet up. So I'm going to put myself there.
Right.
And then, like these dials right here,
Right.
like, I'm just going to push myself down the road with these dials. Like, that, it's not me doing it. It's that consciousness. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you.
Like, take yourself away from this dialogue that's like, because that's what your dialogue is all about. Like, I'm gonna die. That subconscious is like, even though you know you're not gonna die, it's that self-protective mechanism that's just like, chill out.
And with practice, you're able to push that how high you can actually view.
Yeah.
That's faith, that's belief, right? Because in the beginning, you're like standing, when you talk about getting out of your body, you're standing face to face with yourself.
Right.
And you're just like, yo, back up.
Yeah.
Fuck out my face. Like,
yeah.
back up. But then I've been practicing for a year, and now I got him here. I got Buddy over here.
Right.
No, we been here before. You're not gonna talk to the way you had your nose on my nose yesterday. You're not going. You going back up, and it just takes time, consistency to be able to have that experience from a further bird's eye view.
And and that's why I find myself. It's cost me money, but I find myself signing up for race after race after race, because, you get that when you're out on a run by yourself, right? But like when you have goals, like I know I can do this, and then you have to go out and do it. Right. Not like just by yourself on a run where you didn't tell nobody your goal, but like you have a race, and it's like, this is what I want to do in the race. So I keep putting myself in that crucible almost, like, okay, now go do what you said you were going to do.
How much time do you give yourself to prepare for a race?
Depends.
On what the race is.
It depends. I mean, like, it all depends on what the schedule is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Sunday I have a mile race. Hell. So 5 years ago, dude, it was a New Year's resolution. When I was in high school, I was 18, I ran with 2 of my buddies. Just one night. We were like, let's just see, because we were running cross country. It's 3.1 miles, 5K races.
Right.
We were like, let's see how fast we can do the mile. So all 3 of us just like balls to the wall, went for a mile. I ran a 5:09 when I was 18.
Right.
5 years ago, I was like, you know, my life is good, but it could be so much better. How can I get from where I'm at to where I know I could be, right? What's that goal that would like crystallize that? It's like run under 5 minutes.
And this is how many years later?
5 years.
5 years after. Okay.
5 years. I've been through a divorce, had a new baby, got remarried, all this stuff, right? And here I am. I'm still working on it.
Right.
Last summer, I ran a 5:17 in the very race that I'm running on Sunday, same race. So I'm on the bus on my way here last night, visualizing the hell I'm going to be in on Sunday because I know I can do it, but that voice is going to get screaming loud after about 400, 800 meters into the race, where it's just going to be like, okay, you can slow down now. You know, like I'm going to be breathing heavy and I'm not going to want to suffer anymore.
Oh, you just got to look at it. Get out of here. Chill. Been here before. And it gets loud.
Yeah.
It gets loud. Can you make the chaos? How do you make the chaos? That point, that 900 meters into the mile race, how do you find a calm? Again, we know the conversation is going on, and I'm just trying to figure it out for myself too, because the more you think about it, the more you put yourself in the situation. When you do actually experience the situation, you'll handle it better. Meditation?
Yeah.
Meditation only works when you've meditated in times when you didn't need it, right? So anxiety, you get stressed, whatever it may be, deep breaths. You know why your deep breaths don't work? Oh, Coach Leaf, you always talking about taking these deep breaths. Well, I got in the argument the other day. I took a couple deep breaths. It just made me even more angry because it wasn't working. It didn't work in that moment because from the time you heard me say something about taking deep breaths, you didn't take any deep breaths. It's only going to work if you put it to work, right? You can't just experience. Here we go. It's the analogy. You don't get to reap the benefits of being able to meditate in times of stress if you don't meditate.
Well, it's a daily practice.
Right.
If you don't do it on a daily basis, just like with the running thing, right? Like that's meditation for me as well. And actually in the pandemic, I started a really heavy meditation practice, which kind of brought me back into running. But like last night, I decided on a whim, I was like, I'm going to show up for his 5 a.m. class. Because I just want to be that guy that says, okay, well, I mean, the dude's telling me to get up every day. So why wouldn't I get to his first class? Now, I'm not going to get a lot of sleep tonight. Right. So last night, I told my wife, like, we made the decision, made the plans, got the ticket, and I get to bed 10 o'clock. And I'm just buzzing. Because I'm excited about the race I got Sunday, about coming here and working out with you, and just all the things I got going on, right? And I was like, well, I am not going to sleep.
Right.
I need to get up at midnight. It's 10 o'clock, and I know I'm not going to sleep.
Right.
What I do? I meditated for 2 hours.
That's it.
In bed.
That's it.
Didn't sleep one wink.
Rested. Well rested.
Damn right.
Well rested.
And then I did the same thing on the bus here. Because I couldn't sleep, but I meditated. Like, yeah, I'm tired, but I'm not that tired. Because I was able to take time away from this busy mind of mine.
Calm the mind. Like, it's literally one breath at a time. Practice, right? So we talk about practice. How do we get into this meditative space? It takes practice. Starting again. So we'll take person A, person B, laying in bed. All right, my mind's going crazy. I know what'll help. I'm gonna meditate. Person B, my mind's going crazy. They said I should meditate. And now we're gonna spend the same amount of time that person A is meditating. Person B is gonna sit there and talk to themselves about how they can't meditate. They don't know what meditation is, instead of practicing.
Yeah.
We talk ourselves out of more. That's what we're getting to. It's the point. I think I try to drive home. It's like you stop talking yourself out of it. It's going to be hard. It is hard
Every time.
every time,
Yeah.
but make good choices.
Well, it's hard every time, but with practice, when the obstacles come up, whether that be in meditation or in a race, right? Or in whatever you're doing, obstacles are going to come up. But with practice, you're able to move around the obstacles better.
Right.
Just with meditation, it's like, oh, I had that thought, that really juicy thought
Right.
that just popped up in my head, but I'm here. My eyes are closed. I'm not getting up. I'm not checking my phone. I'm not seeing what's for dinner. I'm staying right here.
That discipline that makes you buzz, it makes you like that's. So with practice comes practices. We're talking about meditation. Meditation is one breath, right? I just meditated. I just meditated because I only focused on one thing, right? And in that one breath, my practice brought me to smile because I could say with every single so stack these little things up, right? So now we talk about, oh, well, coach, you talking about meditation, how I meditate. This is how you meditate. Take one breath. And in that one breath, say thank you. So now you're associating that one breath with gratitude. What's gratitude, coach? Thank you. Thank you for what? Everything. I'm stressed out. My heart's racing. I'm yelling. I'm screaming. I just got cut off. Take one breath. Thank you. Now you look at that red light a little different. Thank you for that red light.
Well, and you say thank you here, but you're also saying thank you all over your body because you're putting your body in a state of homeostasis, which is repair.
Right.
In that breath, you're taking that little drop of repairing yourself, pulling yourself out of that stress mode and putting yourself in that repair mode.
Because we're shifting our focus, even if it's for that one breath. The house is burning down,
Right.
and if for one breath, I see the firefighters coming. House is burned down again. All right, the firefighters are coming. That in that one moment, it takes you out of the chaos, removes you, and allows you to see yourself from the bird's eye view, to see yourself from the top, to see yourself finishing the race, even though there's still four miles left. Meditation comes in all forms, but I think the practice, and I'm talking to you that doesn't understand it or believe in it, like it starts with one breath, and pair that one breath with a positive thought about what is actually going on. Fuck this red light. Take a breath. Thank you for this red light. Now ready, play some wild stories. Play any scenario you want to. Without that red light, you would have been up there and something happened up there. Yeah. Every time I get into a point like I'm rushing, the red lights serves from the universe. I don't know how much you drive. I know you're in the city, right?
Yeah.
But I need to get to work. And I know there's 10 red lights in between. And if I hit every red light, I'm probably going to be like 5-6 minutes late. Oh, shit, this is the third red light on the hit. Yeah. Another red light. You kidding me? And immediately there's points. So I hate sounding like I'm preaching, right? And like I got it all figured out. These are my practices. This is what's going on. I'll be pissed off trying to get, not to a point of pissed off, like, damn, another red light? Come on, man. You got to be kidding me. And I'll catch myself. Red light, and the last red light was about to send me over the top. That means the next red light is over, and at that point is when I like to catch myself. Red light. Thank you, red light.
Yeah, thank you. And what I saw you do with my students when you came to my school, you blew their minds. You blew mine, but I'd already heard it before. You blew their minds when you said, I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
Imagine that wherever it is you are is where you're supposed to be.
Supposed to be at this red light.
Right. Or I'm supposed to be dealing with this shit, whatever it is.
This is the house that's supposed to be burning down.
Right. Because it's, if you see it from that perspective,
right.
Like, this is for me. It's a good thing for me. even if it feels bad, it's a good thing for me.
Only good can come from the situation.
Right.
Only good can come from it. These are affirmations. These are things that I promise you that I say to myself, I'm getting so good at every single night. Every single night, as soon as I promise you, and if anybody that spends time around me, and I don't like, I almost see it as complaining when I start to run off my schedule and let you know how busy it is. Like, I make this shit look easy. That's me sticking up. That's me talking shit, hyping myself up. Like, I make this look easy. When I lay down in bed, the reason why it looks the way it looks like to you is because when I lay down, I go back to the basics. As soon as my feet are off the ground, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I made it to my bed. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for today. Thank you for today. Thank you for today. Thank you for everything that happened today. Thank you for the good. Thank you for the bad. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am abundant in all areas of life. I'm abundant in all areas of life. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. But work was crazy. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Ooh, thank you for letting me be in this bread. I'm abundant in all areas of life. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Things are always working out for me. The universe has my back. Things are always working out for me. Thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you for that red light today.
And so where people are watching their television shows
To fall asleep.
or not, right? Like they're just watching their television shows. This is your television show. Your television show is to have gratitude and to direct that gratitude towards what you're doing, right? Like you have your mission and you realize your vehicle for your mission is to be grateful for everything that comes along the way. Because you're seeing it pay off. Right? Here you are 10 years later in a building that you created out of a park, right?
Correct.
You started in a park?
Started in a park. One day at a time. One day at a time. One day at a time. The next day. The days when no one showed up at the park.
Right.
Showed it up. Show up. Keep showing up. It's raining. I'll be back tomorrow. We don't got enough equipment. Let's figure it out.
Right.
I'm right where I'm supposed to be. It's time to go back to work. So I was a teacher. I think I said you heard me tell the story 3-4 times. I was 2013, August. So we talk about those points. Summer ended or summer started. One person asked me to train them. Summer came to an end. And now it was like, it's time to make a decision.
Go back to work or do what you're doing.
Are you going to get up? Are you going to put your feet on the ground?
Right.
Like, snooze is here again. It's decision time. It's one moment, one decision. What are you going to do? How are you prepared for it? I was able and willing and believed and had enough faith in not going back to that job because of all the practices that just happened for the past 90 days.
Right.
For the potential that I seen, the momentum that I seen building. For what I believed in myself, what I believed in the people that were showing up. I had faith. But it's only because we showed up every single day at the park.
Right.
So let it be. Oh, in the beginning of the summer, I started training this person. Yeah, I'm really we kind of fell off a little bit. When August came around, I'm going back to work. But because I lined all those days up, I did not want to be in the profession that I was in. I could tell for much longer. So I set a goal. Set goals and then make them happen. Right? So you got a goal of quitting this job. You better figure out how to make 1,100 hours every 2 weeks.
Right. Right. Because that loss of income is scary.
How do you make it happen?
Right.
Well, let's start showing up in somewhere else that will then generate that. And once you have that taken care of, let's build off the top of that.
Right.
Little by little, a little becomes a lot.
Yeah.
Right? Show up every single day. Set goals and then make them happen. The make part. The make part every single day. I hear people say all the time, reverse engineer. So I'm here, Here, I'm right here. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. But I know I'm going somewhere. So this is where you write your program. This is where you write your story. This is where you set goals.
Right.
Now, get back here. Don't spend too much time there either. Don't spend too much time being this goal setter and not taking action. It's great. It sounds good.
Right.
Put your feet on the ground. Get up.
Well, it's funny because when I started about 2 years back with the marathon thing, right? I had the 5 minute mile, and then I had the sub 3 hour marathon.
Right.
So I got a 5:17 mile right now, and a 3:09:28 marathon. So I haven't achieved either one of them yet.
Right.
But last year, I found myself each time I tried and didn't make it, I kept putting that time up there
Right.
for the public to see.
Right.
Right? And I realized, forget the goal. The goal will come. You have it in here.
Right.
You don't need to be broadcasting it out there.
Right.
You just need to keep doing the practice.
Because they can't do it for you.
No. Every day, you do what you need to do, and then it'll come.
Right.
When it comes.
Right.
Whenever that is.
Whenever that is.
But it will come.
Let go, have faith, and believe.
Yeah. Either gonna die or it'll come.
Right.
Whichever. If you don't quit, you're gonna get there.
Sounds so good. It sounds so simple. And I love, and you're tuned in. You're tuned in, tapped in. Like, I'm just sharing my struggle with you. Like, I do this shit every day, and sometimes I don't think they hear me. I don't think they hear me, or there's a group of people that haven't heard me yet. See, right? I reframe it. See, this is my practice right here live. See, I just try to. I just talked. This part of me talking myself out of it.
Yeah.
Self-doubt,
Right.
limiting beliefs. They call them eliminate the limiting beliefs. I don't think nobody hears me.
Yeah. I heard that too.
Right?
Yeah.
How fast can you change the conversation? Yeah. Haven't heard me yet. And sometimes there's a day or two in between those limiting beliefs and changing the conversation, but as long as you change the conversation, and then you start to chop it down. How fast can you change the conversation? That was my practice right there. They haven't heard me yet.
Right.
Still puts me in the same spot, but it doesn't put up a wall.
Right.
And it allows me to project positively into the future yet.
And imagine how many people you're going to reach tomorrow,
right,
or the next day.
You got your core, right? So we're here. There's a group of people that hear me every single day. That's today. That's that group of people. Tomorrow, maybe one or two less people will hear me, but that same core of people will hear me, and maybe one or two, three more new people. So now there might have been a fluctuation in the number of people that hear you, but you're still plus one. You still have that week of training.
Yeah.
You might have missed or not did, or Saturday didn't look the way you thought it was going to look, but you still get credit for what you did.
Well, and you don't stop.
Right.
You just keep going. You fail. That's okay. Fail again.
That part. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. You're going to succeed and fail along the way. Right. But you don't stop, is the point. And see, you know you're going in the direction you're going in because you're tuned into just basic shit that we all know. We all know this stuff. It's like, I know that if I want to achieve something, I need to practice.
Right.
Done. Like, do it every day. And then we can do whatever we want to do.
Whatever.
But it's we say it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. No. It's you haven't chosen to do it every day yet. When you choose to do it every day, there's no excuse that'll get in your way.
Right.
Just do it every day.
Right.
Little by little, little becomes a lot. Right?
You heard him. You heard him.
Yeah.
So that group of people that I am talking to, I don't make this stuff up. I'm just trying to make it make sense for myself. You heard me say that. I don't make this stuff up. I'm just talking to myself. This is how I talk to myself. I'm sharing my practices with my friends. And whatever you see, whatever you like, dislike, admire, strive to be, whatever you see that I got going on, I'm just where I'm at in the process. So if you can learn anything from me, I try my best to share my practices. Thank you every single morning on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's a practice.
Right.
That's a practice.
Right.
That's a remind. That's a check mark. You did it. Live in an attitude of gratitude. Well, how do you say that? You better say thank you at least once a day.
Yeah.
Thank you. How many? Before I get to Instagram, I'm telling you my practice. I probably said thank you over 100 times, because as soon as I hear the alarm, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's how you wake. You got to wake up. Whatever it is you want to be, you have to wake up in it. Wake up in it. Go to sleep in it, and wake up in it. Attitude of gratitude, my opinion, is the base. Gratitude, gratefulness, humbleness. So many things stem from gratitude, right? So you pick your word, you pick your state, you pick your energy, right? You pick that, because so many other things are going to stem from that. And gratitude for me is something I go to sleep to, something I wake up to. It doesn't make me a better person. I'm telling you, what keeps me sane, what keeps me here is gratitude. And it's saying thank you. So when you see Coach Leaf post thank you, I have tried my best to do as much work on myself before that time comes. Right? And it might only be 8 minutes, because my snooze is 8 minutes long. When my alarm clock goes off, I hit the button. And at that point, I make a decision. Sometimes I don't always get straight up.
Right.
Right? Sometimes I do get back in bed. Sometimes it's for the full 8 minutes and my alarm goes off again. And then I might, not getting me, talk myself up, put my feet on the ground. Sometimes this morning, I hit the button and I got back in bed. But it was only for like 3 minutes.
Right.
Because I thought of my friend. How are you going to show up, right? There comes points where you shouldn't do it for other people. But how am I going to show up with a man that just sacrificed his time to be in my space?
So I was walking by the city hall in Philly this morning at like 3:40, and
Right.
I thought of you, because I'm like, yo, I'm gonna put this picture up and put the timestamp on it. And I bet Coach Leaf is going to see this as soon as he gets up. He says thank you, puts up his time that he got up, and gets to work. And I'm going to beat him to CrossFit. And that's what happened.
Yep. And I said, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. And I'm going to show him what it looks like from my point of view. I pulled up. This man was sitting on the ground stretching. And the joy that it brought me, like, we're on the same page. Yeah. I saw it, look, 3-something in the morning, he's walking the streets of Philly. There's a lot of other people out there walking, maybe not even a lot, but the people that are, some of them are out there for different reasons.
Oh, for real. Like my eyes were open this morning. I was like, all right, just watch yourself.
See what's going on.
Yeah.
See what's going on. But I knew. I seen that. I said, that boy crazy. And it motivated me. Your daily habits, rituals, routines, where you are, is a motivation. I'm going to speak it out loud and give you your flowers right here, right now. But there's so many people that haven't said a word. There's so many people. And again, it's not for them. But understand, the better you are, the better we are, the better I am, the better I'm going to make anything within I can vocally reach, physically touch.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? You got me out of bed this morning. I knew I was getting up. I was still showing up, but it was from a different point of view.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that.
Well, I mean, listen, man, I asked you to come to my school, and you made a major effort to be there and to be prepared and to give a great presentation to my students. And I feel like this is a kind of, I want to maintain this relationship that we have, so that I can have you come back,
right,
and influence the next crop of kids. That's why I run around my school every morning as many times as I can. I could run in Prospect Park, Central Park, along the East River, Hudson River, much better place to run.
Right.
But I run around a single block.
Do those kids see you?
Oh, yeah.
They see you running. They
Of
catch
course.
you running often.
I see every single one of them come into that school because I'm circling the block. It only
Right.
takes me 2.5 minutes to get around the block.
And
So-
you're running up until the point. What if so?
till sometimes if I don't have a class first period, I run up until the bell rings, because I'll just bring my sweaty butt to the bathroom, do a little impromptu shower, and get to work.
Right.
But if I've got a class, I'll cut it short, like about 10 minutes. But I only give myself 10 minutes
Right.
because they saw me
Right.
running.
They know what's going on.
So, and we're gonna get right to it.
Right.
But like, that's the thing, right? Like, we influence each other in what we're doing. So what are we gonna influence each other with? Something that's positive, something that's different. You know how many people I've met on that block?
Right.
People who like see me every morning and give me a high five. I got one woman who goes to the cafe every day. She calls me the Flash. I don't know her name. But I see her and I give her a high five and go Flash.
Right.
And that's beautiful.
Right.
And I got students now following me around the block, you know? And just the same here, right? Like, this whole place has manifested because of what you chose to do in public in a park.
Right.
You started to show up for people and help them better themselves. It's not about you doing anything for anybody.
Right.
It's just about you doing you shows others that they can do for themselves.
Right. Right. And it might start with you surrounding yourself with the right people.
Hell yeah.
That is part of your consumption. And guess what? You will attract whatever you got going on. Take some responsibility, because you attracted that in some manner, right? I'm sitting around a whole bunch of other couch potatoes because I'm a couch potato.
Yeah.
Why? Like, my buddy is always sitting next to me because that's just what we do. But I bet you if you or your buddy started moving a little bit, doing something different, right? It doesn't always have to be fitness. Yes, it's the key component of life. You're going to live longer if you do it. But I guarantee you, if Buddy started shooting darts, you'd probably start shooting darts.
Right.
You got up and you started moving and walking and running. Buddy was probably going to follow you. And if he doesn't,
New buddy.
Because guess what? Who you going to meet? Buddy running down the street.
So this guy I went training with yesterday, right? Was it yesterday? I don't know. I haven't really slept.
Right.
So his name is Ralph. Super dude. I call him. His nickname is Hup Hup.
Yeah.
That's
I know. Yep.
That's the sound he makes.
Yeah.
When we're out, he lives in the Bronx and he's like well known in the running
He
community.
believes that. I've heard him say that. I've watched
yeah.
the videos. I've seen him in part of your stories. And he doesn't just say that.
Yeah.
That is a part of his being.
For real. For decades.
That is who he is.
Yes. And this dude is no spring chicken. Like, he's in his 50s, crushing 30-year-olds in marathons, right? Last summer, I did a marathon in August. I'm going to be doing it again in a few weeks. And it's around a lake in upstate New York. 9 times around the lake.
Yeah.
Beautiful course, but, like, you going around and around and around. And I rolled up with my wife and my buddy who, like, crewed me and, like, was giving me bottles as I was going by. I'm running by my rental car 9 times in a marathon when it was over 70 degrees. It was, like, hot that day. And I could have easily quit, just got right in my car. No big deal. But I'm running, and I started talking to this dude. And we're just like, the record that I was going for, early on, I was like, this ain't going to happen today. Not today.
But I will get better.
Right. I'm going to finish.
Right.
I'm not going to not finish a marathon.
Right.
So I'm running, and I bump into this guy, and we start talking. Right? And he cramps up. And in that moment, our whole relationship happened. Because I was like, well, I could keep going, but we were just talking.
My boy.
Why would I keep going when this dude's going to finish too? So why don't you just finish with him?
I want to finish.
So we finished together, right? First time meeting this dude. And since then, it's been a year now, and we have been training partners. And he and I and his girlfriend, we ran up in York, Pennsylvania in Maine, and I set my personal record for the marathon. Qualified for the Boston Marathon, which is what I've been working on for years.
Right.
Because I made that choice.
You were right where you're supposed to be.
Right where I was supposed to be. Tuned in, right? You allow yourself to be like, you know, there are people out here who are doing things that can help me and that I can help. Right. That we can all help each other. Yeah. Like, epic dude. And, like, we went and did a training run yesterday. We crushed the track, you know, did some fast splits. He and I traded off, like, leading out. Because it's tough when you go in, like, 5-minute pace on a track.
Right.
Like,
trying to hold it alone.
Yeah. So, you know, we switch off. We finish up, go back to his house right by the track. His girlfriend makes us lunch. And, like, I ride the train in back towards Brooklyn as he's going to work.
Right.
And just like that's the kind of relationship that I'm now in.
Right.
There are relationships that I had prior. I'm still friends with those people, but they're not first on my mind.
Right.
Because you're not doing what I want to do. Just like you were saying, right? Like, it's about surrounding yourself with the people that are doing something for themselves that you want to be around. You're attracted to that energy. Yep. That's why I'm here.
Right.
Off of Instagram, dude. It's wild. Like, I saw your T-shirt. Here it is. Like,
it's back here. It was in this office before it got to you.
Like, I saw you put it up there, and I was like, I want that. And I sent you a message. I may have been one of the first times we talked. And I was just like, I want that shirt, man. How much? Let me know. And you sent it to me free. And I was like, this dude's a real motherfucker. Like, this dude is
I felt because I don't even exactly. I don't know when it started. Boy, like, we're boy. You're my boy.
Yeah.
And I don't even know. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It wasn't weird. Yo, I'm about to come down. I know you can make it down. I watched this motherfucker get here. What am I gonna do? You know how to get here? I guarantee you he figures out how to fucking get here at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, you don't need to check in with me.
Like, but yo, you still good? We good. I see you when you get here. You're either gonna come or you're not.
Right.
But definitely checking in. Like, when you ask, I'm assuming because I don't know. I remember exactly. I remember sending it. I remember. I do remember. I just don't. It was just like you were one of them ones. I need that.
Yeah.
I need that. Because I already felt that you heard me. I already felt heard.
Yeah.
I already felt understood. I was like, this dude understands what I'm trying to say.
Sure.
And then, yo, let me get that because that's what you're saying.
Yeah. Easy. You want to wear my message? Here you go.
And you believe in it? And when someone asks you about it, you're going to be able to say what I would say if I was there?
My son, he asked me in our living room, what does that mean? What does that stand for? I told him. Then I handed him my phone. And I was like, do that again. Ask me again.
Yeah.
What do you do on a daily basis? And does what you do on a daily basis run parallel with what your goals are? Oh, that's cool. And I tell the same thing to all my students at school. And then they saw you come in. Like, so you're influencing all these people. And we're all doing it.
Right.
As long as we stay tuned into it and open to it.
Get up, 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 get up. Especially if you've just sat here and watched this whole video. You just sat here and watched us talk about it. Get up. Get up. Get up. Go do what you said you were going to do.
That's it.
I love you all.
Dope.